Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a whole load of new bikes coming out at the moment. We have just started show season, so EICMA are in Italy. That show's kicking off at the moment, and all the manufacturers are kind of slapping their cards on the table and saying, boom, this is what's coming out for us next year in 2024. So my question for you is, all these new bikes coming out, the newspapers and magazines, all the websites are filled with these new bikes. Which one has stood out for you so far? Which one has piqued your interest and are you really keen to see next year? Two bikes that I'm quite keen to see, and you've probably already seen on the thumbnail what they are. Two bikes that I'm really keen to see, and surprise, surprise, they are both Yamahas. I've got a Yamaha behind me, so I can be a little bit biased there. Two Yamahas I'm really keen to see. I'm going to Motorcycle Live next week, and they are the new generation MT-09 and the XSR900 GP. So here they are, let's have a quick look. So XSR900 GP and MT-09. Why am I excited to see these bikes? Well, firstly, the MT-09, I've got one behind me. I've been riding it for the past few years. I've got the SP version of the MT-09, and it's not just a paint job. They've actually tweaked quite a few things. The engine's the same, the chassis still relatively looks the same, but what's changed about the new MT-09, the new gen, is firstly the ergonomics. So sitting on the bike is going to be a little bit different. The handlebars have adjustment, and the foot pegs have adjustment, just like the foot pegs on my bike have adjustment, but now the handlebars do as well. There's also a reshaped fuel tank. So the fuel tank's it looks much more angular, it's leaner as well. So apparently, the sitting position on the bike is a little bit more forward, and you can adjust it. So that's quite cool. I like what they've done there. Secondly, with the MT-09, you've got the Yamaha Ride Control electronic suite. Now, if you don't know, this is actually inherited and taken from the R1, so you can actually tailor the engine braking, the traction control, all the electronic intervention. You can change the power output, and you can really just fine-tune this exactly how you want. With the current gen, I can tweak the the riding modes, and it'll adjust accordingly. But with Yamaha Ride Control, it kind of maps out all on the new brand new TFT 5-inch dash that they've got now as well, and you can tailor how the bike really performs and make it work for you. So that's really cool. Yeah, the new TFT dash, you've got phone connectivity in there as well. You've got cruise control as well, as standard on the standard MT-09. This was kind of reserved for the SP version when my model came out, but you can now get cruise control on the standard MT-09 as well. And let me tell you, cruise control is a game changer. I just love cruise control. I use it all the time, especially on the long stretches down the motorway or the highway. If you're watching in America, just put the cruise control on and it just makes things easier. It's great. So for it to be as standard on the MT-09, the standard MT-09, that's brilliant. You're gonna love it. It also has the third generation quick shifters. So that has two settings. The standard, like I've got on mine, where you can upshift seamlessly without using the clutch under acceleration. You can go down the box, deceleration, but setting 2 on the third gen quick shifter allows you to upshift under deceleration, and it allows you to downshift under acceleration. It's quite cool, really, isn't it? So it's a bit gnarly. So the quick shifter is being changed. You've also got the nice little soft indicators as well. You can switch lanes on the motorway, just doing a little soft press of the new switch gear that's on there as well. So the indicators are a bit more cooler. They also flash up, I think, both of them, if you're hard braking, which is quite cool. The bodywork has changed. The face of the MT-09 has changed. And this is obviously, my gen was quite a divisive generation. I think people either loved or hated the Cyclops kind of one eye. I've kind of learned to love it. It's just looks mean and aggressive, and it just suits the MT-09 for me. But the new face on this new generation MT-09, what do you think about that? So I've not had any tea in the house for like days, and I've just got a cup of tea today, a proper cup of tea. I've been drinking Red Bush tea, and it's okay, but I've now got proper tea, and it's so good, nice cup of tea. So next up is the XSR900 GP. This is a bike that I don't think many people saw coming. I think Yamaha really sprung a surprise on everyone, and everyone turned around and was like, whoa! And it's just a stunning bike for me. It has that 1980s Grand Prix racer vibe going with it. It has that Faster Sons stuff going on in the bike. You've got this lovely bit of retro touches all around the machine. It just screams reminiscent of the 1980s racers, but underneath you've got all that modern tech. So it's just, for me, it just mixes so many cool things together. Firstly, you've got the way it looks. What do you think of the looks? I love the way it looks. It's got that wonderful cowling at the front. It's bulbous. It's just, you know, modern sports bikes are all lean and sharp and everything, but this is like, no, I'm gonna be in your face, really rounded, beautiful cowling going on. It just looks so cool. The color scheme just works. It's got those, you know, Marlboro colors going on, which are always going to be a winner for me. And yeah, the bike itself, you know, for those of you thinking it's just an XSR900 with a cowling on, it is a little bit different. There are some subtle differences in there. You've got the new 5-inch TFT dash with a kind of analog dial going on, and it's in this kind of retro cockpit, so it looks really cool. It's different there. It's got Yamaha ride control, which I've mentioned on the MT-09. You can customize exactly everything about the bike, the performance, the braking, and the electronic intervention on it. You've also got the clip-on handlebars, so the bike is, you know, it feels much more different compared to a standard XSR900. The frame itself is more rigid than the standard XSR900 to make it feel a bit more stable in the turns. There's a bit more weight going on the front wheel as well, so it handles a bit differently. And the top speed is also a little bit different. It's a little bit faster than the standard XSR900 because of that fairing. Elsewhere, you've got the bodywork on the side panels, the beautiful kind of, you know, the pillion seat cover, which just makes it look like a single seater. But for me, it just looks so different and eye-catching. And you know, the year, it's been quite a big year for the XSR900. Just rewind on the year for a second. You had the XSR900 with racer accessories came out. Yamaha unveiled this wonderful package you could stick on your XSR900 and make it look like this. Then at the Bike Shed show early this year in London, we had the Yar Built for Good XSR900 project that came over, and that just looked so cool. Then we had the DB40 prototype ridden by Neil Mackenzie at Goodwood this year. Obviously that looks almost identical, if not identical, to the production version, the GP version that's just come out. But the DB40 prototype, it was great. I was there. It was a pleasure to be working around this bike, and it just gave you a glimpse as to where the model was going, and such an eye-catching, beautiful machine. And I do love the fact that Yamaha have brought out a darker coloured version of the XSR900 GP, which looks very similar to the DB40 prototype. So if you're not into the garish Marlboro colours, you can go for a more subtle, darker colour scheme. I don't know about you, but if I was leaving the red and white version out in the, you know, Tesco's car park or the local supermarket, you know that people are going to crowd around and start checking out that bike. So some people might want to choose the black version. I don't know which one you prefer, the red and white or the darker colour version. But yeah, these are two bikes I'm really excited to see at Motorcycle Live. And yeah, which of these two machines, MT-09 or XSR900 GP, which of these two bikes would you have in the garage? Which one would you have as your daily run around? Drop a comment below, let me know. For me, it's a tough one really. I've got an MT-09 behind me. I love the concept of this bike. What I mean by concept is, it's powerful, it's practical, it's comfortable. It can do it ticks every single box that I want it to. I know some people might not like the looks, some people might want a more conventional looking bike, but for me, I just love the stripped back version, you know, the stripped back kind of less is more concept of the MT-09. So, and when I look at the pictures of the XSR900 GP, I can see what it is. You know, it's going to be beautiful when we see it in person. It's just a stunning bike, and I'm sure I'm going to fall in love with it. But for me, the new MT-09 just has a certain mystique about it, and I can't wait to see it in the flesh. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I will be going to Motorcycle Live next week. Who's going to Motorcycle Live? Put your hand up, drop a comment below in the comments, of course. That's where you put comments. And yeah, this is a really exciting time of year. Again, what are you most looking forward to seeing, trying, riding next year? Which manufacturer has stood out for you the most so far? Let me know. And in the meantime, if you are still riding, as it is November approaching December, if you are still riding, do ride safe and stay safe. I'll see you next time.